Hello everyone, my name is Landon, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing the top 5 underrated Stephen King novels. Now these are novels, in my opinion, that get overlooked by other Stephen King novels that are in the shadow of other novels, or just aren't liked at all. These are books that I liked that people didn't really like, or ones that are seen overlooked by others. So let's get right into it. At the number 5 spot we have The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Even though this is at my number 5 spot, this is actually my favorite Stephen King novel of all time. It's very short. You guys can go to my other Stephen King list. It's top 10 favorite Stephen King novels. One of my previous videos I go into detail why I like this book, but if you go online and you check any Stephen King list, this will be close to the bottom. People don't really like this book, and I don't see why people don't like it. This book is amazing. I go into a lot of detail in my other video, but either way, this is a really good read, very overlooked by the community, but the Stephen King community especially, and I feel like it should deserve more love than it actually already has. Get in there. At the number 4 spot we have Insomnia. Now, this isn't a book that is underrated based on reviews-wise. I just feel like it's in the shadow of many other novels. Let's say, if you were to say, give people 5 Stephen King novels, if you said The Stand, Salem's Lot, Misery, Christine, and Insomnia, this would be the book that would strike them as odd. This would be the book that they wouldn't recognize. This is an amazing novel, and people see that, but I feel like people think that there are better books than this one by Stephen King. This one's definitely in the shadow of many of his novels. This one should definitely deserve more love than it does. Similar to Insomnia, we have Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones is another one of those novels that is actually, it's really good and the community really likes it, but it's just in the shadow of so many of his great novels like The Stand and Salem's Lot. People don't really think, they don't think Stephen King. When somebody says Bag of Bones, they don't think Stephen King, but when someone says The Stand, they think Stephen King. Bag of Bones is a terrific novel, and a lot of people agree that it's a great novel. It's just in the shadow of so many other great big novels. This isn't a book that many people will think of when they think of the name Stephen King, because it's really not well known. I think it was the first book or the last book that he wrote before the car crash, when he wrote, Cell from Beauty and Dreamcatcher and stuff like that. But yeah, this book is amazing, definitely in the shadow of many other books. We're going to leave that down there for now, because I don't want to struggle putting it in. Alright, coming into the number 2 spot, we have Sleeping Beauties. This is underrated review-wise. I don't see why so many people don't like this book. This book is terrific. Yes, it's long, and yes, there are a lot of characters in it, but if you can immerse yourself in the story, there's so many good things here. This is actually also in my top 10, so go to that video, I go into detail on this book. But Sleeping Beauties is an amazing work. The first 100 pages, in my opinion, is some of the best, the best 100 pages, one of the best 100 pages of a novel that I've ever read. It's a great start to a book. It's creepy. The hero is great. The hero is actually also the villain in the book, so that's what's great about that. This is definitely an underrated book review-wise. There's no way that this should get the hate that it does, or it deserves more love than it does, definitely. And if you guys have been following my channel for the past few weeks, you'll know what's coming at the number 1 spot. Dreamcatcher. So, Dreamcatcher is my 3rd favorite Stephen King novel of all time, and I absolutely adore this book. I actually have a 12-minute video on my channel going into huge detail on this book, the characters, the story, the villain, everything on this book. I have a video dedicated to this book on my channel. This video, or this, what's it called? This book, why didn't I think of that? This book is one of Stephen King's worst books to many people. And yes, there's a lot of pain in this book. There's a lot of suffering, and you can feel the pain when he's writing this book. But if you look past that, there's a great story here. There's great characters here. There's a great villain in this book, and the ending is great, too. There's a sacrifice that's made. I go into it in my video on this book. But this book, in general, guys, very underrated. Does not deserve the hate that it gets. and that's a Dreamcatcher. Check out my other videos. I go in depth, actually, on a lot of these books. The only book that I don't go in depth is Bag of Bones, because that's not in my top 10. But all these other books, I have a video dedicated to this, and those other 3 books are in my top 10. So go check out that video to see how I go into depth with all these books based on the characters and stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you're new. If you guys have a top 5 of your own that you'd like to share down below of your underrated Stephen King novels, I'd love to hear it. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.